In this video, we're going to look at the difference between positive rights and negative rights. Previously, we've talked about different ways of understanding rights, that we can categorize rights based on who the right belongs to, the claimant or the subject, the action that's protected by the right, which is the object of claim, or the origin of the right, the justification or grounds for that right existing. It might be a legal right, it might be a constitutional right, or it might be a right that's divine, coming from a deity. Rights also correlate with duties. One person has a right, that means someone else has a duty. That might be a duty to do something. Maybe the government needs to provide you with something, or it could simply be a duty of non-interference. Do nothing. But that's a big challenge. What exactly are the duties that are associated with different kinds of rights? And that's where this distinction comes in between positive rights and negative rights. For example, do you have a duty to provide something? Do you have to give access to something? Do you have to provide money? Does the government have to provide you with something? If there is a duty that's required for you to realize a right, that's called a positive right. Someone else has to do something to provide you with that right. Now, in other cases, you simply have to do nothing. Don't interfere with someone else's right to say something, to protest, to vote, whatever it happens to be. All you have to do is get out of the way. That is a negative right, a liberty. So it's not a matter of positive and negative being good or bad. Positive means someone else has to do something. Negative right means someone else has to just do nothing and get out of your way. A couple of examples. Here's an example of a negative right. Junior Whoppers. I love my Whopper Juniors from Burger King. Let's say I had a constitutional right to Junior Whoppers. Does that mean I have to buy one? I'm forced to buy a Junior Whopper? No, that does not mean that at all. I'm not forced or compelled to purchase a Junior Whopper. Will I get arrested for trying to buy a Junior Whopper? No, I do not. The government cannot arrest me for simply trying to exercise my right to buy a Whopper. Now, do you have to drive me? Maybe I'm tired and I want to exercise my right, but I don't have a ride, I can't do it. Are you forced to drive me to get a Junior Whopper? And the answer is no. All you have to do is nothing. You have a duty of non-interference. And that is what a negative right is. It is a liberty. I'm free to do it if I want to. No one has to drive me. No one has to give it to me. No one has to give me the money. All you have to do is let me get the Junior Whopper if I want to. That is a negative right. On the other side of the equation are positive rights. Rights that require action or provision. And when I watch my American police procedurals, I'm often reminded of this because anytime they try and arrest somebody, they have a duty in American law to inform them of their rights. And one of those is a right to an attorney. And if they can't afford one, one will be provided to them. In that case, the government, whether that be sort of the state or local government, has a right to provide access to an attorney. They have a duty. So that person's right to an attorney is actually the government's duty to provide it. That is a positive right, where there is a duty to provide the right. So that's a key distinction. Negative rights, positive rights. Nothing to do with good and bad. Negative just means non-interference. You don't have to do anything. It is a liberty. You are free to do something if you want. Other people just have to get out of the way. Positive rights are different. It imposes a positive duty on others. Someone else, a person or an entity like the government, has to do something or act in a certain way. Naturally, there can be tension. There can be tension. These are highly political, but it's important to understand the difference between negative rights and positive rights.